In a land far beyond the towering mountains and wide, sunlit savannas, there existed a kingdom ruled not by strength of roar, but by wisdom and grace. This was the realm of the Silent Lion, a leader who never once raised his voice yet commanded respect through his quiet power. His name was Azaro, the eldest of the lion tribe, a figure of mystery and legend. Unlike the others in his pride, who boasted of their fierce roars that echoed across the plains, Azaro spoke soft life at all. His silence made him different, yet in his stillness, there was something far more profound than any roar could ever communicate. The world around Azaro's kingdom was beautiful, but harsh. The scorching sun, endless plains, and roaming predators made survival a daily challenge. And in this kingdom, the lions were the rulers, guiding the balance of life between the hunters and the hunted. The pride had always valued strength of body, strength of voice. But Azaro's reign challenged what they thought they knew about power. He was a lion who carried wisdom in his eyes and courage in his heart. Tea was during the hottest season in years that everything began to change. Water grew scarce, and the once thriving rivers that fed the land had begun to dry. The pride, restless and anxious, turned to their leader for guidance. In the midst of this drought, a rival lion tribe, known for their ferocity, set their sights on Azaro's kingdom. Led by a lion named Kovu, whose roar could shake the earth, this new enemy posed a threat unlike any the pride had faced before. The moment Kovu stepped foot into Azaro's land, the future of the pride was altered forever. There was no time for negotiation, and the pride knew battle was inevitable. The lions turned to Azaro for a call to arms, expecting a roar that would match the enemy's. But Azaro, as always, remained silent. This was the moment where silence seemed like weakness, yet it was here that Azaro's true courage began to show. As the tension grew, the lions of the pride began to doubt their leader. They questioned whether Azaro's silence would doom them. Whispers spread, how could a lion who didn't roar lead them into battle? The younger lions grew restless, eager to fight, believing that without a great roar to match Kovis, they would lose their home. But Azaro was not blind to their fear. He saw the unease in their eyes, the wavering of their trust. He felt the weight of the coming storm. Yet, instead of roaring, he did something that no one expected. He listened. He walked among his pride, observing them, understanding their fears. He strategized silently, learning every strength and weakness in his pride. He knew that courage was not found in the roar of a lion, but in the heart that beat behind it. And as the days of preparation passed, a strange thing happened. The pride, once uncertain, began to rally not behind a roar, but behind the calm, steady presence of their leader. On the eve of the battle, with the dry wind howling through the night, Azaro made a choice. Instead of leading his pride with might alone, he sought to protect them with strategy. He divided his warriors into small groups, placing them at the weak points Kova's tribe would most likely attack. He stationed his strongest fighters in the shadows of the hills, ready to ambush when the moment was right. It was a turning point not just in the coming battle, but in the hearts of his pride. They no longer needed to hear a roar to follow their leader. They began to trust in his quiet strength, his wisdom, and as they prepared for battle, they knew that their courage was not defined by the volume of their voices, but by the power of their unity. And then it can be the inevitable clash. At dawn, Kova's lions charged, their mighty roars filling the sky. The ground trembled as they stormed toward Azaro's pride. For a moment, the pride hesitated, hearing the thunder of the enemy's voices. But then, out of the shadows came Azaro, silent as ever, leading the charge. Without a roar, he moved with precision, guiding his pride like a master conductor. The battle was fierce fang against fang, claw against claw. Kova's lions, roaring and thrashing, were taken off guard by the discipline of Azaro's pride. Where they expected a direct clash, they found an intricate defense. In the heat of the fight, Kova sought out Azaro, ready to prove that the loudest voice held the most power. But Azaro, calm and steady, outmaneuvered him. It was not a battle of roars, but a battle of minds. And in that moment, the pride realized the truth. A leader's strength does not lie in how loud they speak, but in how deeply they understand the world around them. The battle ended as quickly as it began. Clovis lions, the loud and fearsome, could not break the unity of Azaro's pride. They retreated, their roars now mere echoes in the wind. As the dust settled, the pride gathered around their silent leader. There were no cheers, no celebrations, just the quiet hum of relief. Azaro, true to his nature, remained silent, but his actions spoke volumes. He had protected his pride, not through brute strength or a roaring call to arms, but through wisdom, patience, and the quiet courage that comes from knowing your own power. In the days that followed, the pride flourished. They had learned a valuable lesson. True courage does not always shout from the hilltops. Sometimes it stands silently, guiding with a steady hand. Azaro had shown them that leadership is not about noise, but about action. The rival lions never returned, and the pride's respect for their leader only deepened. The drought eventually ended, and the rivers flowed once more, a symbol of the quiet persistence that mirrored Azaro's reign. And so, the silent lion remained, a ruler without a roar, yet the greatest leader the pride had ever known. Years passed, and Azaro's story became legend. The young lions who had once questioned him grew old and wise, teaching the next generation that strength is not always found in the loudest voice, but in the one who listens, learns, and leads without needing to roar. In a world that often values noise over nuance, Azaro's legacy reminds us that sometimes the most powerful voices are the ones we never hear. And so, the tale of the silent lion continues, carried in the wind, and whispered in the hearts of those who know that true courage speaks without sound.